Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna to explain how you can add a loading and also scheduling uh, on thermal comfort analysis. Please let me know if you have a problem in zoning and material, and also I strongly suggest you to watch my tutorials about zoning and material, because you need to do all this process step to steps, and then learn how to add loading and also scheduling to our thermal comfort. Before starting scheduling and loading and continue our work, our project, I strongly suggest you to check the zoning. Or I always do it in each phases of thermal comfort, especially for honeybee, because sometimes some things go wrong, and I strongly suggest you to follow me and do it. Please let me know to tell you what I'm talking about. That please add data. And list item. List item, we have 6 zone, and now turn off it and use the grep. So you need to copy and paste the zoning name. As you can see, the number 5 is the corridor, but it shows it's a bathroom. It means we do something wrong and we need to correct it before to start loading and scheduling. I checked for material, and you need to check for each phases. For example, I checked for material. I can move this process to zoning just with adding this HP zones to data, and we need to check number 5, and as you can see there's a problem, and so we can find a problem. We can again move this process to, or we can do it in that part. It's number 5, for example. We can show is in that part is correct. It means we have done something wrong in the parts that I added the window, so it means we have a problem in that part. Please let me know to add all of things, all of these wires to HVAC zone and remove the data. Please press Control and Shift at the same time, and then you can move all of the rings and add to HP zone. So Please let me know to, as you can see, the problem doesn't make correct, and we need to again change some things. We can change remove we can also remove the flatten, that part. So please let me know to turn off this. And again, as you can see, it shows true zone as a number 5. So maybe we need to add Latin in that part so it makes correct. Please check it, and sometimes it's the problem came back on using data or using the flatten. So if you have a problem like me, you need to remove all of them or add flatten. But sometimes you don't use the data for joining each zoning to each other. In that situation, you need to add the data, data to your part, to your phases. So please let me know to check in this process for material as well to be more sure. So it's correct. So it means it's correct. Let's go to start to add load and schedule to our project. By default, Honeybee add some standard and some numbers for load and scheduling. For example, for loading, how you can find this number, just go to tab number 5 and pick up this component, and also pick up this component. Both of them, it's for load, as you can see. They are completely the same, but this component, the entrance of this component is zone program, and the entrance of this component is HP zones, as you can see. How we can work with them? Please let me know to remove these two components and add the HB zones to HP zones. Excuse me. We can again copy and paste this part to better understanding. So if we add a panel, you can see the equipment load in mid-rise apartments and in mid-rise apartment office and mid-rise apartment corridor. As you can see, for example, for corridor, we have number 0. It means we don't use any special, equipment in that part of our building because it's a corridor. But it's completely by default. Maybe you in your design you have some equipment in that part as well. So it means you need to manually add something project. For now, I'm just show you how you can find a number of loads that added by default in Honeybee. So please let me know to, for example, show you the infiltration. Great, you can see it's the same for all of them because it's for facade. And for example, for lighting, we have actually the same even for office, but the corridor, as you can see, is different for others. It's Honeybee pick up this number according to the I think for Azure standard. You can change, for example, the standard as well. If it's completely up to you. And also, for example, the number of the people who are living in that part, for example, in corridor, there's no body, and but for others part is the number, as you can see, for bedrooms, kitchen, and also living room is the same, and for office, as you can see, difference from others. Of course, I again tell you it's according to the Honeybee, the default of Honeybee. So you need to change according to each project these numbers. It's completely depends on your project. For example, I'm now designing a residential building. So if you have changed, for example, for office building, this number completely different. So it's the first method that you can find that number. If you keep your mouse in each part, you can find the definition of them. I'm not gonna to explain about all of them because the vast knowledge. It's thermal comfort analysis, and you need to research and read and practice a lot and a lot to learn more, and and also memorize all of them. But for example, for I explain quickly each part of them. For example, for equipment, you need to know the watts per square meter of each equipment that you are using in, for example, on living room or on your bedroom, on, for example, kitchen. And then you need to add all of them to each other and divide them to a square meter of floor. So with that part, you can find the numbers and add this number as a load in your project. For lightings, the same. And if I want to explain about infiltration per area facade, as you can see, there is a standard for for each building. For example, for passive house, tight building, and also average building and leaky building, and also you can use the Azure standard as well. It's the standard that you can use it. Always use these numbers. But if you have the exact number, for example, you have done a physical test and find the number, you need to add this specific number to your project. Please check all of this definition, but just keep your mouse on them, and also find what's the definition, and you can use the standard. Please just find the definition of each part with keeping your mouse on it. Let's go to using the Zoom program and go to the tab number 5 and choose this component. For example, we are designing the mid-rise apartment, and then again go to the tab number 5 and choose this component. It's tab, and then you can just type the item list, this item selector, excuse me, and then this. For example, in that part we As you know, we have three parts for residential: apartment, office, and corridor. I learned you how you can add load and other things for kitchen. Now we just checking the standard that Honeybee are using. The Honeybee is using for our project. But we need to change all of them and use all things, all values that we want. So please let me know to add the panel. For example, for apartments, add this number, and for equipment, for lighting, add this number. For infiltration rate per area in facade, add this number, and for number of people per area, add this number, and also for ventilation per area and ventilation per person, add this number respectively. As you can see, if we change, for example, this number to corridor, the number will be changed. As you can see, for equipment turns 0. It means we don't have any equipment on corridor. Or maybe for lighting density, use number 5 instead of using number, I think if I remember this number, 11. We can check it for apartments, around 11. Yes. So you can use this two-way. You can use this two-way to find how what is the number and what is the value that the Honeybee is using for your project by default. But we are not planning to use this number, and we want to manually add our number. So please let me know to disconnect this HVAC zone, the HB zones, and also numbers, and we can keep it, and then I keep these two components in that part, and just start adding manually loads and schedule. Please go to tab number 8 and pick up this component, put on a canvas. And I'm planning to use different load for each zone. So because of this, I need to add item and separate each zone. This item, and so it's perfect. Please let me know to check again. It's number 5 was a corridor. Everything's it's perfect. So for example, for living room, I think it's a living room. Please go to tab number 8 and pick this component, Honeybee set energy plus zone loads, and put on a canvas. I'm planning to add different loads in each zones, so I need to add a list item. As you can see, we have 6 zone, so it's perfect. Please let me know, check again. Number 5 was corridor, and it's great. And number 3, double check, number 3 is the office. It's everything is perfect. So number 1 is the living room. I'm planning to contact the living room zones to this. I explain you how you can use the equipment load per area. You need to add each add watts per square meters for each equipment. For example, if you have TV, radio, I don't know, everything that you are using in living room, you need to add watts per square meters of each one to each other. And for in filtration, per area for facade, you can use this component. You can find it is this component, and for this you need to add HP zone, and you need to add air flow rate. You can just keep your mouse on it and find what is the air flow rate. I use this number. And if you through the toggle false the toggle of the ACH, you can find the filtration per area for facade. If you toggle this through this ACH through, you can find a ventilation per area in a flow. I'm just gonna toggle. I use the false to have the filtration per area for facade components, and then through the toggle, and then add connect this ventilation per area floor to ventilation per area. But as you know, I'm designing the residential building, and if I can show you for ventilation per area for apartments or living room, as you can see, it shows the number 0. It means for residential building, mostly we use the number 0 for ventilation per area or ventilation per person. But if we have, for example, office in our building, the number change and change, and we cannot use, for example, use 0. But now I'm designing, as you can see, I'm designing for a living room, and so it means I can use the number 0. Excuse me. The number 0 for both ventilation per area and ventilation per person. So let's go for lighting. Please go to tab number 8 and pick up this component, Honeybee lighting density calculator, and then put on the canvas. And for lighting level, it's the residential and it's the living room. I think we can use 300 lux, and it's the perfect for that area. And efficacy, you can choose the efficacy. As you can see, the number that you can use show on on panel is the standard, but if you have a specific product, you can just use the products catalog, and it's you cannot add by yourself. It's need to or use according to the standard, or use the specific number that that is using on products catalog. For that project, I'm planning to use 92 or 95. You can use 92, as you can see. And also, if you want, again, you have a specific product, you need to add these factors as the maintenance factors, and also coefficient of utilization. You can need to add them as well, but for our project, I think this both number is enough. I just added to lighting. So please let me know a little bit, make it more organized. We can use it, and we can use it, and this. So let me know to find the number of people per area. For example, we have 5 person in that place, in the living room, and we gonna to use 5 people, or 5 person. So how to calculate and how to find the area after this place, please follow me to learn. Please go to tab number 1 and pick this component, Honeybee, the compose HB zone, and connect the living room to this component. We need to use the item list to find the floor. For example, I planning to use number 6. I think 6. We have a 6 surface, and I'm using number 6. For example, we can edit it. Number 1 to 6. It's great. Number 1 is floor, and it's other surface. We need just add number 1, as you can see, and then add a type area. You have a two-way, just typing area. You can see the the area for this space, for this zone is 108. and we need to divide to go to that part and use this component and division, and you need to add, for example, we have 5%, divide to this area, and then we, and as you can see the number is 0.04, so it's the number for number of people per area. We just needed to add it. Please let me know to more organize again. So it's the number. For this number, for recirculated air per area, in residential area, again, we cannot, we can use, but I'm not gonna to use this option. But for office and also for commercial building, you need to use, maybe you need to use I will make another tutorial for office and maybe for a commercial building, and explain about this part as well. Please let to copy paste this zone, this loads, and go to next zone. What is the next zone? The next zone is bedroom. For first step, we need to change all HP zones. Please let me know. And then into that. Okay. Oh, it's perfect. So let's go for equipment. I'm using number 10 because it's a bedroom, and I'm planning to keep infiltration rate per area for facade the same as living room for a bedroom, and for lighting I am planning to use 350, excuse me, 350, and I'm using number 81. So it's completely up to you, and for example, if you are using the IES standard or Azure standard, it's completely depends on the standard that are using and you are using on it. It's completely up to you to change this number. For number of people per area, for example, is the bedroom just 1 person, for example, living on it, so we can change it. So let me know to turn off, so because we are using. So, and for ventilation per area and ventilation per person, I'm planning to keep this keep it 0, because I told you it's the residential building. But if you have you are planning to analyze thermal comfort and add a load to commercial and office building, you need to change it according to the standard. Please let me know to go to another. Oh, in that part we need to change the area. Please let me know to it's Oh, it's English. It's the number of people eat. Number 2, number 3, number 4. It's correct. So this one is kitchen. Please let me know to again copy and paste this, and then change the HP zone to correct one. And please turn off, let me know to turn off this, and for that part so it's correct. It's the show the area, it's the show the floor, so it means correct. It's the kitchen, so for equipment load I'm planning to show is 40, because there's a lot of equipment, electrical equipment in that part. Maybe 40, 45, but again you need to calculate it. I just use this number as example. You need to add and also divide to a square meter of area, and then add this number. I just use this number as an example again. So for infiltration in rate area for facade, again I'm planning to use the same numbers, but about the lighting, maybe it's 300 is enough, or okay, it's enough. And maybe in the kitchen just 2% or 2%. Okay. And for ventilation,